Unveiling the enormous giant, the world's biggest submarine. Step into the tale of Revealing the Colossal Behemoth, the world's largest submarine. In the vast expanse of the world's ocean, distinctive and intriguing challenge. Today it stands as a living testament to a bygone era, heavily reliant on vessels forged during the twilight years of the Soviet Union, which saw its final days in 1991. This reliance becomes most conspicuous when the Russian Navy embarks on extensive and high-stakes missions. What sets this naval force apart is the fact that the bulk of its formidable combat fleet traces its lineage back to the USSR, a superpower that has long faded into history's annals. Join us as we delve into the captivating story of a navy that sails with a formidable Soviet legacy on the ever-changing seas of the 21st century. The surface fleet. When we talk about the surface fleet, we are referring to the ships that you can see floating on the sea's surface. Surprisingly, even though the Soviet Union dissolved over 3 decades ago, Russia has not been able to build a single destroyer or cruiser specifically for its navy since then. Instead, they continue to rely on the ships that they inherited from the Soviet Union. These ships were designed and built during a very different era with different technologies and strategic needs. The submarine fleet. Let's go below the surface, quite literally into the world of Russia's submarines. Among these submarines, there's one class that stands out, the Typhoon class. These submarines are a testament to Soviet engineering prowess. They were first introduced in 1981 and remain the largest submarines ever deployed anywhere in the world. The details about Typhoon-class submarines. To give you an idea of their colossal size, a Typhoon-class submarine is about 175 meters long. That is longer than most skyscrapers are tall. What's unique about their design is the shape of their hull. It is not like the typical round shape that you might imagine for a submarine. Instead, it is more like a flattened oval. Inside these massive submarines, there's room for a crew of around 160 people, and believe it or not, they even have space for a swimming pool and a sauna. One of the most remarkable features of the Typhoon-class submarine is their resilience against attack. They have multiple separate hull compartments, which makes them highly survivable in case an enemy's attempt to damage them. These submarines can stay submerged for up to 120 days at a time and can dive as deep as 400 meters beneath the sea's surface. Armament of Typhoon-class submarines. Let's talk about their firepower. These subs are armed with 20 R-39 RIF missiles. These are not your average missiles. They are the largest submarine-launched intercontinental ballistic missile ever created at the time. Each one of these colossal missiles weighs a staggering 84 tons and carries a whopping 10 warheads. What's even more impressive is their range. They can strike targets over 8,000 kilometers away, which means they can reach the mainland United States from a relatively safe distance. Post-Soviet era challenges. However, after the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Russia faced severe economic challenges. Maintaining a fleet of 6 Typhoon-class submarines simply became financially unsustainable. As a result, for years they've only had one of these massive submarines in operation. Proposed uses for Typhoon-class submarines. Here's where things get interesting. People have come up with various ideas for repurposing these colossal submarines. One proposal was to use them for transportation under sea ice, where their enormous size would come in very handy. However, the practicality and cost-effectiveness of this idea are highly debatable. Another idea was to convert these submarines into tactical warships, equipped with cruise missiles like the Zircon or the Caliber. If this plan were to be put in action, each submarine could potentially carry more than 200 missiles. However, this idea faces challenges because the Typhoon-class submarines are nowhere near as stealthy as newer Russian submarine designs, and there are more efficient ways to deploy cruise missiles. More on Typhoon-class submarines. To give you more perspective, these submarines officially have the designation Project 941 Akula Shark in Russian. They are true behemoths, 175 meters in length, displacing a massive 48,000 tons when submerged. This is twice the tonnage of the American Ohio-class submarines. Their original purpose was to lurk beneath the ice of the Arctic Circle, covered by friendly Soviet naval forces. They would wait for a very low-frequency radio signal indicating that World War III had broken out and they had to go nuclear. In such a scenario, they would rise close to the surface, counting on their reinforced sails to break through the ice if needed, and then launch their 20 R-39 ballistic missiles. Each missile in turn could unleash 10 independently targeted 100-kiloton yield nuclear warheads on American and European cities and military bases. Decommissioned Typhoon-class submarines, a legacy in transition. In the wake of the post-Soviet era, the destiny of these colossal Typhoon-class submarines took a fascinating turn. Today, only a single Typhoon-class submarine proudly sails the seas, known as TK-208 Dmitri Donskoi. This remarkable vessel, while no longer in active service, maintains a vital role in the ongoing development of naval technology. A purposeful presence, TK-208 Dmitri Donskoi. This sub may have been retired from active duty, but it has not been consigned to oblivion. Instead, it stands as a living relic of a bygone era, occasionally pressed into service for missile tests. Its enduring presence underscores the enduring importance of these submarines in Russia's naval evolution. Funding and farewell, the demise of 3 Typhoons. Yet the story of the Typhoon-class submarines extends beyond the solitary Dmitri Donskoi. Regrettably, 3 of its peers met a very different fate. Between the years 2005 to 2009, these colossal vessels, once symbols of Soviet naval might, were bid farewell. Their scrapping marked the end of an era, as their massive frames were disassembled and repurposed. Intriguingly, the funding for this dismantling endeavour came from an unexpected source: the United States and Canada. This cooperative effort, while seemingly paradoxical, symbolises the broader cooperative international spirit that has emerged in naval disarmament. As we reflect on the story of these extraordinary submarines, we're reminded that history is not static. It is a dynamic narrative shaped by shifting geopolitical tides and the ceaseless march of technological progress. The Typhoon-class submarines, once symbols of Cold War dominance, now find themselves at the crossroads of history, leaving us to ponder their potential future roles and the continued transformation of naval forces around the world. Possible uses for decommissioned Typhoon-class submarines. 2 of the decommissioned Typhoon-class subs, the Arkhangelsk and TK-20 Sevastol, have been sitting in an Arctic ship repair centre since 2006 and 2004 respectively. Over the years, there have been discussions about what to do with these massive vessels. Some have suggested arming them with cruise missiles and mines instead of new ballistic missiles. There was even an idea to use them as cargo ships to navigate through Arctic ice. In terms of armament, the caliber cruise missiles have been considered, but more advanced options like the Zircon or hypersonic Onyx missiles, which are still under development, are also possibilities. Caliber, as Russia's answer to the US Tomahawk cruise missile, comes in different variants, including land attack and anti-ship versions. The Russian Navy faces an enthralling, intricate predicament with its colossal Typhoon-class submarines. These maritime behemoths, relics of a bygone era, stand as a testament to Soviet engineering prowess. However, their future remains shrouded in uncertainty as they navigate the turbulent waters of post-Soviet era Russia. The story of these submarines, their past glory and their potential transformation does make for a compelling saga in the world of naval history. If you found this exploration of Russia's naval challenges and the Typhoon-class sub as captivating as we have, please like the video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you will get more fascinating insights into the world's maritime mysteries first.